I wanted to share. Oh, sorry. I want. Okay, whatever. I wanted to share a story about when I do channeling Enrico. He's like he divides his studies, like lessons from him, in 5 levels of classes, and I wanted to describe the, we would say, art of Enrico, or Enrico's workshop, or Enrico's school, the entity Enrico. And Enrico is what I want to share is basically he's like the energetical world of him is like Bashar's world, but Bashar is like more connected with technology, but Enrico is more connected to we don't care about anything. We are just highest excitement. We don't actually care about anything. Not like we don't care about anything, but everything is so interesting. Just blaster excitement. And what I wanted to share is he divides, when he was channeling for an audience, he divided into 5 levels of classes. And I want to share about his lessons to humans about these 5 levels. 5. He said that first class is when you become to understand that everything is that you disconnect yourself from the society, disconnect yourself from the beliefs that do not support you, the beliefs that are like you disconnect from the society, the collective consciousness. You disconnect from that, and you don't say we as humans. You say when will I. You don't say when we will be technology advanced. The question is, as he always says, is when I. You disconnect from the we. When, for example, when a woman asks, when will we humans evolve from the darkness? He's like, when will humans? Which we humans? There is only I. There is no we humans. The question is, when will technologically advance or in your civilization? And the things carried on. And he said that in first class you disconnect yourself from the beliefs of collectiveness. You become independent in all ways, and when you become independent in all ways, you start to blossom. You start to shine your own inner energy. You start to realize what is the things that excite you. You start doing the things that excite you, and you don't do the things that don't excite you. And this is really interesting. And the idea is, the visions that I received from it is that basically when you are lowered in energy, you do the things that you think is good. The society tells you have to go to the work, you have to do this, that, and you are basically locked in a prison. And then you in first class you realize that you chop down these connections within the society. Basically it's belief systems connections, and you blow all your doors, blow out your cages, and you realize that I am what I am, and I want to do what I want to do. And then you start finding and collaborating and moving to your own path, which is the first class. What he teaches. This is how to find it, how to do it. This is the first class. When you finish the first class, basically, I believe this is a seminar of 10-hour seminar. Groups. The second class is amplifying your own energies. This is basically something you have to do to become aware of yourself, to become aware of your other aspects, to become aware of channeling yourself. Your energy is increased. You are like always excited. You are in all ways lifted. The images are that you shine energy. You start to shine energy. And then what he said is that in the second class, they will amplify your energy. The entities will amplify energy. Basically, you become aware of 2 things. First is manifestations, that things really easily manifest. The second is that the entities, beings, guides, what you have, will amplify your energy. And the third is that you will become more and more enlightened, more and more understanding, and more like telepathical in all ways. I mean, in many ways. And I asked him, but basically, why cannot you just amplify energies in the first class and then they just kickstart instantly in the second class? He said, because in the first class, if you amplify energies for the human being, he will be like, imagine he's locked in a cage in his own belief systems, and the higher energy started coming, and the human will be like, oh, should I do this? No, I should not do this. There's a fear, there is that, I do not do it, I should not do that. And then maybe I should do this. No, I will not do this. And maybe yes, maybe no. And he will become really battling himself because the energies want to release. And there's what I receive is like what I see is like in the mind there are like these. When you tie something, a shoestring, there is too much ties there. There has to be release. The belief systems have to be released. In other words, there will be just overbursting energy. Just the fuses will burn out. All the fuses will start to burn out. And he said that in order to accelerate energies, the human himself has to release all the ties, release all the tensions, release all the belief systems, that belief ideas, the society connections, the old understandings, old energies have to be released. In other words, otherwise, to accelerate energy, to really accelerate energy. In the third class, what I understood is complete manifestation. Like you are a walking manifestator. You like shine. You give to others. You are like you would say a goddess to other people. You are like an icon. You are like you show others how life can be really easy, life can be really joyful, life can be really loveful, and so on and so on. But we have never given lessons in the third class anymore. I'm channeling for a year now, and just right now he's telling me we're about to go in the second class because the audience you are giving are almost ready. I said, which class am I? Myself. He said, second, third between. And he didn't say like this is the second, third, and you are nothing, and I am fifth. It's like for your human mind easier to understand because you always graduate something. And in the third class, you manifest, you shine, you're like an icon, everything. And the idea of this is that in the third class, you become aware of the nature of the higher self. You become to understand what is the higher self. What I understand also is that between the second and the third class and differences, there will be other entities coming to teach the channeling, the energies. For example, in the first class, the idea was to let go of all unsupportable belief systems. And in one time there was a man that came down who had died, like passed. Human that had lived in the age of 1,400 or so on, that have died, and he was suffering really a lot because he didn't do in his life the things that he really loved to do. He was like building houses, and he was locked in a mind prison that he needs to build something in order to achieve money, and he always had lack of money, always feeling of lack, and he was building, and he didn't do the things he wanted to do. He wanted to go outside, he wanted to go to a park, he wanted to go to nature, he wanted to go sunshining, but he didn't do that. He was so locked in the mind. And when he was dead, he was suffering this really a lot. He was suffering, he was like so sadness, and he said with tears were coming from me. He said, humans, if you even have no money for a month, for a week, for a year, for 5 years, it's nothing. It's completely nothing. If you do the things that you really love to do, it's completely nothing. The things you love to do are more valuable. But he also said, even if you do the things you love, there will never be a lack of money. Never. It's just a way of how do you understand the idea and everything. Okay, that was that. So this is also in the first class. In the second and third class, I believe there will be much higher entities coming through. And also in the second class, there is like entity coming through that just shines out energy. And everybody started laughing. This this was really funny. Everybody just started laughing. One time, everybody started, not everybody, but half of the audience started crying. And also he was talking about chakras, and then he activated the first chakra. But this doesn't mean the sexual chakra. It was the first chakra of physical energy, and everybody was starting feeling like a burst of physical energy. And this was also really like sharing energies. Like, you know, you just share energy. You don't share anything. You just share any words. You just share energy. And what else was and the third class basically is also different entities will come through that will share energy, share understanding, share wisdom, and it will amplify your energy. And in the third class you also are a channeler. You also are a human that has telepathical communication with his own guides, with his everything, and you become closer to the nature of your higher self. In the fourth class, you start to become connected with the higher self, and this is something that is really powerful. This is something that really is really powerful, because the higher self has completely no values of like time, space. I cannot explain how is the higher self. It's completely nothing. It's not like completely nothing. It's like there are no such values as we have here as time, space, emotions, something like touching, you know,